Hi everyone, this is a tutorial for stepping forward from downward facing dog. It can be a real challenge for some people, including me when I first started practicing. So you'll need a couple blocks for this class. If you don't have blocks, something block-like or similar, it'll really help in modifying for your step through. When you're ready, we'll begin in tabletop. Begin in tabletop, pressing down evenly through all four corners of your hands. We'll tuck the back toes. Your hips are directly over your knees, and your shoulders are directly over the wrists. Engage the core, so draw your belly button in towards your spine. Tuck your front ribs down. Squeeze the arms in towards each other to fire up the chest muscles. Back toes are tucked, and then we'll lift and hover the knees. As we hold here, you should feel your whole front body fire up. Your core, your chest. When you step through from downward facing dog, it's really your core and upper body strength that's going to bring you forward. So keep breathing, keep holding. We'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. If you need a little easy release here, take a cat-cow. Walk your hands one handprint forward, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Take a few moments to pedal out the feet if you need to. Go of any wiggles, any movements. When you're ready, come to stillness. Push the mat away from you, lift the hips up towards the sky. Energetically drawing your heels down towards the mat. Keep a micro bend in the knees. And draw your belly button in towards your spine to engage the core. From this place of core engagement, we'll step the right foot forward between your hands. We'll go slowly here. As you do so, you're not just going to simply fling your leg forward and you maybe only end up halfway there. We're really going to pick up the knee, push the mat away, round through the upper spine, and then shift our whole upper body forward here. So now your whole body has moved quite a bit, and then your foot doesn't have to go quite as far. So even if you don't quite make it, you might make it almost there, and then you can wiggle your toes up between your hands and rise up for low lunge. High lunge. High lunge. Back knee is lifted. Exhale, lower the hands. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here. We'll go again on the left side. So as you step your left foot forward, begin to shift your whole upper body forward, your shoulders over your wrists, maybe even a little bit past. Push the mat away, engage the core, round through the upper spine, and then simply extend your knee forward. Maybe take a little wiggles of the toe. If you still don't quite get there and maybe you're back here, you can use your hand to assist you, or maybe it's as simple as creating a bit of space for your foot to come through. Inhale brings you up for high lunge. Exhale, lower back down. Step it back, downward facing dog. So that's the most basic way to step through. The other most common way is coming from three-legged dog. So I find this way is a little more core and front body engagement, and you build a little more strength this way. So inhale, right leg lifts up and back for three-legged dog. Exhale, round it forward, knee to nose. You're high on the ball of the back foot. Push the mat away, round the spine, shift forward, step your foot between your hands, rise up, high lunge. Again, if you don't quite get there and maybe you're a little further back and you have a shorter stance, that might be an okay stance for your high lunge. If not, if you get to your high lunge and you're like, oh, it's a little short, then walk your foot out, front or back foot, it doesn't matter. It's always okay to adjust your stance. So wherever you get to, know that it's okay. Lower the hands back down. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a moment, come back to your breath. We'll go on the left side. Inhale, left leg lifts up high to the sky for three-legged dog. Exhale, we'll round it forward, left knee towards your nose. Push the mat away, round through the spine. Send your shoulders forward over your wrists. Create that space as you step your left foot. And again, if you get back here and you need to lift one arm maybe to create a bit of space, that's totally fine. But try your best here. Really engage that core. Step your left foot. Rise up for your lunge. Exhale, lower back down. Step it back, downward facing dog. Drop the knees. Come to sit back on your heels. So that's the mechanics of really how to step through. If you're feeling like that's still a struggle and you're not quite getting there, or you just really want to build the strength and improve, I really recommend using blocks. We'll use these blocks to create more space so that you can really feel what it feels like, build the strength, and build the muscle memory. And I find I personally learn faster that way when I can, use a prop to modify and really feel what it's supposed to feel like. So, blocks slightly in front of your shoulders. Place your hands on your blocks. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. We'll start with the basic step through here. Engage the core, draw your belly button towards your spine. Step the right foot forward. As you do so, shift your whole upper body forward, shoulders in front of the wrists, and then look at all this space as you push the blocks away, round the spine. Look at all this space you've got now to step your foot through. Rise up for our lunge. Exhale, lower back down, downward facing dog. So even if you're still not quite there, you'll definitely be closer, and you can start building strength by practicing with the blocks. Inhale, left leg lifts up and back for three-legged dog. Oh, we're not quite there yet. So yeah, we'll do the basic step through on the left. So left foot steps through. Round forward. Again, shift forward. Create all this space as you push the mat away. Step the left foot in between your hands. Rise up. High lunge. Exhale, lower back down to the blocks. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Again, we'll go with the three-legged dog variation. So make sure your core is engaged. Again, lift the right leg up and back for three-legged dog. Exhale, round it forward. Right knee to nose. Push the mat away, round the spine, shift forward, and then step the right foot. Rise up, high lunge. Exhale, lower the hands. Back to your blocks, step it back. Downward facing dog. Final side, inhale, left leg lifts up and back for three-legged dog. Exhale, round forward, knee to nose. Round the spine, push the mat away, create the space. Step the left foot between the hands. Rise up for high lunge. Exhale, lower the hands. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Drop the knees. Remove your blocks. If you want, maybe we'll try one more time without the blocks and see if you feel a difference. See if you've created some more space. So we'll come back to downward facing dog. Core is engaged as you push the mat away. Take whichever variation you like. I'm gonna go with three-legged dog. Exhale, round it forward, knee to nose. Push the mat away, send the upper body forward. Step the right foot, rise up for high lunge. Even for me, I felt just a little bit more space, and mostly in my hip flexor. I just felt like I had a little more mobility there after using the blocks. So that's a really cool thing about blocks. Place the hands back down, step it back for downward facing dog. We'll go on the left side, whichever variation you choose, simple step through or three-legged dog. Exhale, round it forward. Shift the weight forward, lift up, push the mat away. Create the space and step your left foot between your hands. Rise up for high lunge. Exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, we'll rise up high into the toes. Drop the knees, sit back on the heels. Close the eyes. Take a few moments to come back to your breath. Thank you guys for taking this tutorial. I really hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment or send me a message. And if there are any other tutorials you'd like to see, let me know.